Hello, and welcome back to a Fortnight on the IRL, my bi-weekly update series for an episode that I actually completely forgot to take notes on over the last few days like I would normally would. I'd been wasting a lot of time doing other stuff and then spending the rest of my other time doing sound and light therapy related stuff for my developing tinnitus. So I didn't get a whole lot reading the last couple weeks, but don't really have much else to say at the beginning of this video, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into what I have been reading as little as it was. First off, I did finish Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which was a very good book for the reasons that people say it is very good, which you can't really specify and talk more about without just straight up spoiling the entire book, which is kind of unfortunate, or spoiling what the biggest part of it. It is the biggest part of it. You can't really talk about it without just spoiling that for people because it's not advertised as being part of the book for the most part. But I did enjoy it for those reasons. There were other reasons that kind of held it back a little bit for me compared to, say, like The Martian, which is one of my all-time favorites. I am going to try to reread The Martian at some point and see if that one holds up. But the amount of times that I've read and watched that, I feel like that should hold up pretty well. I don't think Project Hail Mary is better than The Martian is the short answer, but I will be talking a little bit more about that in a review. I believe next month. It might be in June when that video comes out. I don't know. My video schedule is pretty packed at the moment. I've got a lot of work to do to get caught up on that. Well, I guess to get ahead on it, which for me is getting caught up. Otherwise, the only thing that I actually finished over the past fortnight was the short story, the novelette that Christopher Rocchio wrote, The Fangs of Awanos. This is free on Bane.com, their website. Very good short story. Obviously, don't read this one before book 5 of the series. Don't read it before Ashes of Man, so wait until after Ashes of Man, and probably read Tales of the Sun Eater Volume 3 before it as well, or at least the last story in that collection, and then you're safe to read that one, The Fangs of Wanos. But if you really like the political intrigue side of the series, that one is really going to satisfy you, I think. The rest of my reading was spent continuing a couple other projects, one of which I had hoped to finish by the end of the month and thought for a second that I would be able to, but then I just wasn't able to work on it the first few days of this week. I wasn't in a reading slump, but I was kind of feeling a little bit slumpy after binging through so much of Project Hail Mary last week. I just found it really hard to get through very much reading this week in comparison. It's always the trade-off. I plow through something really quickly and then I have a hard time reading anything else for several days, so that happened. But I was able to continue The Fires of Heaven. I'm a little over halfway through the book at this point. I'm hoping by the end of the weekend, by the time you are seeing this video, I'll be about 2/3 of the way through, so getting a decent chunk out of there. That's basically just, like I said, my hope of what I'll be able to get done. I'm no guarantees on whether that will happen. And then the other project is a secret reading project that I'm not going to talk more about yet. I thought I was going to be able to talk about that more in Tuesday's video, the monthly reading wrap-up and TBR, but I'm also not going to talk about it there because I'm not finished with it yet. I don't want to talk about it more until I am actually finished with it. So that'll be in the April reading wrap-up, May TBR video in a little over a month, basically. But yeah, that is the status on all of my reading projects. As for the bi-weekly writing, just like last fortnight on the Isle, I got nothing written, except unlike it, I didn't even really write any reviews or anything either. I did get a review written for Project Hail Mary. Don't remember how long that was, maybe a little over 2,000 words after I had edited it. After I got it, maybe it was a little over 2,000 words after I got it edited and revised, expanded a little bit, but it's probably a little bit less than 2,000 words actually. Other than that, I can't think of a single other thing that I actually got written off the top of my head. No blog-related stuff, no Reign of Ash stuff, no other extra reviews or anything like that. So March has just been a really slow writing month for me this year, which is ironic because last March I got nearly 12,000 words written on stuff. So it just kind of is what it is. As for the coming releases on the two of my channels, I've got a couple pretty exciting videos lined up. This Tuesday is going to be like normal, my March reading wrap-up and TBR, so that'll be on the 2nd. It'll be a little bit emptier on the reading wrap-up side than, say, the last couple of those videos have been, but it'll be a bit packed on the TBR side of it, so I'm actually looking forward to talking about that. I'm recording that right after I finish recording this video, actually. Next Tuesday on the 9th will be my spring 2023, or rather my winter 2023 book haul video. That's going to be a massive one. I don't have a whole ton of like books sitting over here, but it's still more than normal. The amount of digital books that I bought over the last couple of months is absurd. I think I might have to go back to doing monthly book hauls just because of digital purchases now, which is actually kind of a problem. Otherwise, next Sunday, in a week from now, will be episode 7 of Short Story Sundays. That will be about The Tomb by H.P. Lovecraft. I actually have not read that yet. I'll probably read that while this video renders so that I can get that video prepared. But then the next couple Thursdays are just going to be continuing my Wheel of Time diaries on The Fires of Heaven, episodes 5 and 6 on the 4th and the 11th, respectively. I doubt I'll be finished in time for that 6th episode to be the final one, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish it a week early and only have to do a 7th episode on that book rather than, a full 8. But we'll see about that. We'll know more by the time the next Fortnight comes out. Second channel related videos, I'm finally getting around to releasing the Remnant from the Ashes Let's Play that I did with Josh, and actually finishing that, as I did a couple weeks ago, get the rest of the main game episodes edited and complete. So those are going up, but first I'm starting off with re-uploading the first 3 of those, because I uploaded those first 3 like 9 months ago at this point. So like it's been a while since I started publishing those, and never made the time to continuing it. So I'm just, I unlisted and will be republishing those first 3 videos just for the sake of the weekly simplicity thing, rather than them being separated by several months. I think it just makes a little bit more sense. So the first 2 episodes, re-uploads, will be going up on the 5th and the 12th. Not too much else to say on coming releases, so we're just going to jump into entertainment talk, which is where most of my time the last couple weeks have been spent watching obscene amounts of March Madness basketball stuff. So that's what I've been wasting my time on, and has been, it's taken time away from some personal projects, but I have also been able to use it a little bit better this weekend with, writing notes, video notes, doing stuff like that, preparing videos, at least getting some sort of work done, even if it's not active work on recording or editing things. I have been editing a video actually last night. I was able to edit during ad breaks, so that's a way that I've managed to get past the fact that I'm spending so much time watching it. Either way, last week there were the first 4 games, which were very fun and exciting, getting me warmed up and back into the basketball watching mood. Then round 1 happened, which was very exhausting, trying to keep up with so many games. 32 games over 2 days is a lot to try to catch up on. Obviously, you can't actively watch all of the games because half the time 3 or 4 are going on at once, so it's just kind of a crazy schedule. But that's why I spent a couple days like watching 12 hours worth of basketball. Then round 2 happened, and it was a couple more days of watching a lot of basketball. More frustrating as far as the teams and the performance, the games themselves were, but what wasn't frustrating was actually really great. And then so far this weekend, Sweet 16 stuff has actually gone very well. They've been very fun games to watch. Generally speaking, I just really enjoy watching basketball, and I'm going to be sad when March Madness is over, because then it'll be another year before I watch anymore. So that'll probably actually be better. So come this weekend, the finishing of it, but this weekend at the time that this video releases will be, Final Four championship stuff, and then it'll be done. Maybe I'll get back into working a little bit better and more fully in April. We'll see. As for music talk, I do want to give a quick shout out, my personal pick for the release that you should check out this week. It is a little bit biased because my little brother has a music project called Up All Night, and he released a song called Levity a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last weekend. I don't remember for sure. This song has been stuck in my head for forever. I keep on listening to it on repeat. It is fantastic. I've already shared it with several of my friends, and they really like it for the most part, and I just think it's a really great song. So if you want to check out my little brother's, the best song he's written, just full stop, I highly recommend that one. Otherwise, for the album's release, there was only one big album release over the couple weeks that at least with the bands that I follow. Sum 41 have released now their final album, Heaven and Hell. Kind of a double album. The first part, Heaven, is more like the pop punky type stuff that they released early on in their career, and then Hell being a little bit more of the heavier metal adjacent side of the punk sphere that they've been doing as of the last couple of albums. It's pretty good. I enjoyed the first half a little bit more because I just have a really big soft spot for punk, especially pop punk music, but it was pretty good. It's kind of sad to know that it is their last album, but I'm glad that we knew about it rather than them just deciding to disband in a year after the album releases and being like, oh yeah, that we're done now, and then just never getting another album. That would be kind of sad. As for singles, however, there's several that I want to shout out. The Ghost Inside released a single called Split. This one I really liked. I don't know why. It's really catchy and also short, but also packed full of material, so that it feels like it's long. It's really great balance that they chose there. Tara Mays released a single called Black Sound, which is 6 minutes long, pretty lengthy, and you can kind of feel the length, but I really, really like it. I like it almost as much as I like Perfect World, so the singles that they've released past couple months have been great. Awake the Dreamer released a new single called Broken Home. I'm excited to see what comes from a full album from there. Thousand Below released a new single called Shake. It's a very good song. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they continue to put out over the coming months and I guess over this year, because their last album, which released in I believe late 2022, was very good and hit me in a lot of emotional places. I forget, Sabotage, that's the title of the song. That song from that album, it's one of my favorite songs of the 2020s so far. It's really good. And then a band that's kind of been like not fully committed to whether they're releasing new stuff, just a random single now and again. No Sleep for Lucy released a new single called Never Again, which was quite good. It's same style as what their album back in 2018 was, but it's a very fun, not even really alt rock. It's just, you know, kind of a pop rock kind of thing. I really, really like their sound. It's fun for good vibes if that's your kind of thing. And we won't talk about the new Wage War single, so I'm just going to cut off this video right here. Not really a whole lot going on this fortnight. It's been a pretty slow one, I'll tell you what. And I apologize for not getting a whole lot of stuff done because I've been wasting my time, and I'm fully admitting that I'm wasting my time. So I'm going to stop wasting your time right now, and I'll be back on Tuesday with the reading wrap-up and TBR.